Greetings. Welcome to my channel. If it's the first time you come to my channel, then our channel make videos to predicts, summarizes and gossips about the soaps TV shows. Today, we are going to discuss about the EastEnders spoilers for next week from April 19th to 23, 2021. Next week's EastEnders episodes will see Isaac make some difficult discoveries, while Nancy sparks suspicion, and it's the final chapter for Kush. Here's a full collection of the biggest moments coming up. Kush's story comes to a head. As Whitney and Kush contemplate the future, their decision sets a plan in motion. But will they get there happily ever after, or will their ending be rewritten in heartbreak? That remains to be seen, but next week marks Kush's final chapter in Walford, with Davud Gadami bowing out after 6 years. Sonia drops a bombshell. Sonia is back in Walford and immediately springs to Tiff's defense following an unsettling incident with intimidating customer Greg. Sonia orders Greg out and threatens to call Bianca, until Tiffany and Dottie come clean about overcharging punters at the club. Dottie then tries to tell Sonia that Tiff's moved in, but they're interrupted. As things escalate, Sonia drops a bombshell. Nancy sparks suspicion. Nancy's trying to settle back into the Vic, but struggles with the new dynamic now that her sister Frankie is living there too. She also appears to be harboring some sort of secret, of course she is, and becomes frustrated while attempting to track down a delivery. Linda is wary when Nancy is short-tempered and refuses to look after Ollie, something which Mick also picks up on later on. When Nancy's lost package from earlier arrives, she rushes to get it, leaving Mick curious. What is going on? Isaac makes a discovery. Isaac is left intrigued at the mention of his brother next week, and is keen to know more. After launching questions at the nurse visiting for Patrick's trial, Isaac diverts his attention to Kim, who hesitantly admits that Paul was murdered. When Kim relays the conversation to Patrick, Cherie overhears and worries about the impact this could have on Isaac. Knowing what it feels like to be lied to, Isaac now wants to be truthful, but Cherie refuses to entertain the idea of Patrick knowing the truth. Patrick learns the truth. Despite warnings from Cherie, Isaac finds himself unable to keep Patrick in the dark for much longer when they have a heart-to-heart about Paul. Patrick tells Isaac about his regrets over Paul and how he wishes his son could have opened up about the trouble he was in. Inspired by Patrick's honesty, Isaac tells his dad that he has schizophrenia. As Patrick reels from Isaac's revelation, Cherie tries to blame his stroke and COVID for not being truthful sooner. Patrick insists Isaac has nothing to be ashamed of, and Cherie pretends to agree. Nancy struggles with Ollie. As Nancy continues to avoid being alone with Ollie, she is left backed into a corner when Mick takes Frankie on another driving lesson. Things worsen when Ollie falls over as Nancy's back is turned and she is left feeling terrible. Acknowledging that she is struggling to readjust, Mick schedules in some father-daughter time with Nancy, aware that he has been spending a lot of time with Frankie instead. Isaac grows concerned. With Patrick now aware of his condition, Isaac is struck when his dad mentions the similarities between him and Paul. Isaac later opens up to Lola about his brother being misunderstood and wonders if his schizophrenia diagnosis could be a misunderstanding, too. He later spots Ash and questions her about doctors getting things wrong, especially for ethnic minorities. Ash explains some conditions are more likely to be wrongly diagnosed than others, leaving Isaac's mind whirring. Bernie agrees to a date. Molly tracks down Bernie to apologize for how things were left and asks if Bailey wants to look after Ziggy for the day. As they watch Bailey and Ziggy playing, Molly asks Bernie out for a coffee. Karen gets a terrifying warning. As Bernie fills Karen in on her upcoming date with Molly, they overhear Rainey and Stuart chatting about trying to find a surrogate again. Karen is then left panic-stricken when she gets a call from someone demanding the money they are owed. Things go from bad to worse when Karen and Bernie return home to find the living room a tip, and a threatening message to pay up. Mitch realizes it's loan sharks, prompting Karen to consider the idea of becoming Rainey's surrogate for money. Bernie quickly shuts her down, but will Karen listen? Stuart is left devastated. Stuart has presents aplenty for his daughter Zara, looking forward to meeting up for her birthday. When Zara fails to show up as planned, Stuart is left distraught and tries to cover when Rainey realizes what's happened. Billy and Honey make an upsetting discovery. Billy notices that Janet has been glued to her phone, which sparks a debate between him and Honey about their daughter's growing social following. Later, Honey gets a call that Will's been in a fight and he explains Amy's been posting nasty things about Janet online. Billy is fuming but Honey stops him from giving Jack a piece of his mind, insisting that Janet is their priority. Honey confronts Amy. Although Billy is desperate to talk to Jack about Amy, Honey is more hesitant. Will supports her and urges his parents to deal with the situation like adults. Taking Will's advice on board, Honey politely confronts Amy about the trolling, prompting her to offer a half-hearted apology. So that's all we want to talk about the EastEnders spoilers for next week from April 19 to 23, 2021. If you like our content and want to support the channel or watch more videos like this, do not mind to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you not miss any of these. Have a great one. Goodbye.